Alvin Reed, thanks for being back with us. St. Louis Magazine Online. Wendell Covington Jr., President and CEO of Matthews Dickey Boys and Girls Club, and Rennie Knott, Sports Director at KSDK News Channel 5. Thanks for being here,
Good
Rennie.
to see you again.
Good to see you as well. you took one day off, and I had you come work.
No problem. This is a very important issue, so I'm glad to be here.
So give me your thoughts. We just saw that clip there. I did not know. I thought it was fascinating. Jackie Robinson could have been a star in any of those sports. Would he have chosen baseball today?
Well, I think when you look at it in the light of today's athlete thinks about money, dollars, and endorsements and things like that. I don't think the platform's the same in baseball as it is in basketball, as it is in football. I think when you think about how much money can I possibly make, what's the biggest stage I can be on, is probably the NBA or football, because one, football is only once a week, and two, the NBA, you're enclosed, you don't have a mask or anything like that on your face, everybody gets to see you. So I would think you go that way just for the dollars and cents.
That could apply to any athlete, regardless if they're black or white or whatever. There's more exposure. Do you think that? So, but look at the stats, though. There are clearly fewer black players. When I was growing up, we had Willie, we had Ozzie, we had Tito Landrum was my favorite because we both played right field, but for different reasons. He had an arm, and they were trying to hide me, I think. But that's not the case today.
Well, I think I've written about this, but when I was growing, I'm 55. Okay, I was born in 1960. If you go back and look at the All-Star teams between 1970 and 1979, that 10-year period, at a time when I was between 10 and 19 years old, dominated by black players. Black players at every position: pitcher, catcher, outfield, infield. And so I grew up looking at a game that I loved and that I wanted to play. There was nobody who was going to tell me that I was not going to play baseball. Now, granted, I was not tall enough to play basketball. I was not big enough to play football. But baseball was a love. It was a passion. And I think kids growing up, as they saw less and less black players in Major League Baseball, they didn't have that same feeling. And thus, I don't think it was a rush necessarily to play basketball or football necessarily financially. And I'm going back to when, I'm in the 70s, let's say, and into the 80s. I think it's more of, do they want me to play baseball? Is it, do they want me to play professional baseball? Because I don't get that feeling.
But Albert, I look at it this way, and I'm going to jump way ahead on this whole conversation. I don't think it's so much that they don't want us to play baseball. I think the opportunities for us to play baseball are not there. You cannot send your kid to the park by themselves in the hood and expect them to come home A-OK.
Right. And I'm talking about 30 years ago, this perception. I'm not talking about now.
I think that's what the situation is more today than it is anywhere else. You need a Boys and Girls Club where people can go to and feel safe and be guarded and have the instruction.
Agreed.
You can't just pick up some of your buddies, hey, let's go to the park and play like we did when we were kids.
But I also think it's about youth development. I think when you're looking at the little leagues and the Corey leagues, and we're not developing African-American ball players in the same way. And I think it has something to do with both of what you're saying about being exposed to people who look like you and having the opportunity to have this development. But it's also about socioeconomics. It's easy for a young person to go play basketball by themselves and not have the financial cost of having to play with multiple players. Bats are $400 now. It's so easy for a kid to go pick up a ball and go to the courts and play basketball.
Right, and we had neighborhood teams. We still had neighborhood teams, and they were racially mixed, integrated teams. And you go play this neighborhood, and you'd play like 9 innings of baseball, and be gone all day. And like you say, the whole idea, like your kid's gone 8 hours now on a Saturday, you ready to call the police? So it is different. And it's. I think that the more people are exposed to baseball at a young age, black kids, I think there's a greater chance that they would play baseball.